the game of life. If we are, in fact, playing some sort of virtual game, the name of the game is life, and without getting into a philosophical debate, quite possibly, the purpose of the game is pure experience, with an advanced version requiring us to learn, grow and evolve through all types of experiences. Unfortunately, none of us remember reading an instruction manual prior to beginning the game, but, if there was such a thing, it might go something like this. Lesson number 1: Setting up the game before the game of life begins. As your higher self, you decide your mission or preferred destiny, and based on this intention, your virtual self is programmed with a particular dream that aligns you with your chosen path. This is the path that fulfills your intended mission and or allows you to experience your best possible destiny. This driving force is the exact reason you are, in fact, playing the game. Once the game begins, you will lose all memories of your higher self, and you will even forget that you are playing a game. Amnesia allows you to have an intensively real experience, but this also means that you will need some direction and guidance along the way. Therefore, in order to support your journey and provide you with the tools you will require in the game, your virtual self is programmed with appropriate gifts, physical characteristics, particular challenges and personality attributes through a program known to us as DNA and another program known as astrology, where the position of the stars and planets at the time of birth represent an underlying program that operates specific functions during your lifetime. Playing the game of life requires a game board or playing field in our game. This is known as planet Earth, but our entire universe expands as far as we explore, but only when we explore. Earth is a pre-made template where the game is staged, and there are unlimited versions of this template varying according to the version of history required for a particular life experience, as well as the current time period in which we choose to live. Of course, a simulation allows for unlimited realities with different versions of reality for each simulated character, so that two characters can live in the same physical location, while having very different experiences due to different versions of reality. However, even though we are each playing a unique game within our own individual reality, and your reality belongs to you alone, whenever we share an agreed upon reality, our individual realities intersect and overlap, creating a shared reality where we can agree on specific attributes, but we are never locked into any one reality, so a shift in consciousness can easily result in a new version of reality where we no longer experience the same shared reality, or we might experience an alternate version of friends and family. Although there are certain constructs and parameters that must be followed, such as gravity and the basic need for air, food and water, beyond the natural laws that construct the simulation and certain predetermined game limitations, we can experience any type of reality we dream, and because reality fills in around us, moment to moment, miracles, magic and instant manifestation is possible. The game of life begins as we are each born to specific parents who will provide the most ideal early life circumstances, including events that will mold personality, experiences that create challenges to overcome and opportunities that highlight our gifts and talents, all the while intentionally aligning us with our chosen path. Moreover, predetermined childhood experiences, and particularly traumatic events, are meant to deepen pre-made programs, such as DNA, but they also create new ones through subconscious programming. The game of life and how to play it. Deepak Chopra, Ultimate Reality Possibility Field, Infinite Potential Experience. The game of life will inevitably ask you to develop your talents and express your gifts, as well as face your fears and overcome your challenges, and, in doing so, you have the opportunity to discover who you really are, and, ultimately, experience your best possible life. Of course, There are no guarantees, and most people reincarnate over and over before they master the game and learn how to consciously create their virtual reality, but it doesn't have to be this difficult nor take so long. Lesson number 2: playing the game inside a sophisticated virtual reality. Every possibility exists as probability waves within the field of potentiality, otherwise known as the quantum field, the intelligent field of infinite potential. Although countless versions of life simultaneously exist, only one version locks into place at a time, and we seamlessly experience it as reality. But what exactly determines the version we experience? Until you are fully conscious and awake, the primary subconscious program, called the ego, automatically runs your life according to your individual programming. The ego is a survival program specifically designed to keep you alive in the simulation as long as possible, and, when the ego is operating, you have little or no power to affect reality. This means that as long as you are unconscious, most of your choices, including your actions, reactions and interactions, are determined by the ego and dictated according to your specific programming. This makes it quite difficult to avoid predestined events, and just as challenging to manifest desired experiences that are not already predetermined. Therefore, in order to intentionally influence reality and consciously create your life, you must override subconscious programming and make conscious choices, but in order to do so, you must play the game of life as your higher self. Unfortunately, this is no easy feat when we have amnesia of our higher selves, and, consequently, we experience a virtual version of ourselves trapped within the confines of a simulated world where limitation and fear seem to rule. However, with utmost certainty, awakening as your higher self allows you to transcend the simulated construct that predetermines your life, and, therefore, your ability to consciously affect reality is directly related to your level of consciousness. The more conscious you are, the more power you have. Hence, in order to play the game as your higher self, you must wake up and remember who you really. Lesson number 3: waking up is the key to mastering your virtual reality. Immersed in subconscious programming, we are unaware, but as we are able to observe ourselves, we become self-aware, thereby increasing individual consciousness, and, if we continue to progress through self-awareness, eventually we awaken as the observer, which is another word for higher self. This is commonly known as spiritual awakening, but you don't just awaken the spirit of your higher self, you actually awaken as your higher self. When your real self is awake and consciously playing the game, you have the power to influence reality from inside the simulation, thereby transcending the ego, as well as deactivating subconscious programming and even rewriting your own DNA coding or overriding astrological code, if you so choose. Spiritual awakening is not a destination as much as it is a moment-to-moment choice, and simply being present in the now awakens your higher self for as long as you are conscious. Being awake and conscious in the moment requires you to be in your body fully aware, completely open and totally present, without judgment or resistance, and without being in a state of reaction or defense. This means that whenever you are altogether present in the moment, without distraction, denial or dissociation, your higher self awakens, and, as a result, you naturally embody your higher self. This is why it feels so great to live in the moment and experience true presence, but any time you lose presence by going unconscious, the ego automatically takes control, and, whenever this happens, the game of your life literally plays itself according to programming, until your higher self wakes up again. Living as your higher self clearly allows you to override subconscious programming that would otherwise control your life. But it really doesn't answer the question, how do we consciously create reality? Lesson number 4: communicating with the quantum field from outside the simulation. Any variable or potential can be changed or influenced by writing or rewriting code, but, from within, we don't have that advantage, and, in fact, as Sims in a simulated reality, we have no physical power to affect anything. Nonetheless, when it comes to influencing reality or even consciously creating life, we are equipped with something equally as powerful. Everything we experience springs forth from the quantum field, and, in fact, the field possesses the potential to birth anything we choose. This unlimited field of potentiality is conscious and intelligent, and, although it operates according to certain rules and predetermined criteria, it also responds to the power of mind. Through the power of your mind, you can be, do or have anything from the grandest dream down to the most delightful desire. By consciously using your mind in the correct way, you can ask the quantum field for virtually anything, no pun intended, and it can say no. Whether you realize it, or not, you are constantly communicating with the field through your thoughts, intentions and focus, but the most powerful form of communication is your beliefs. In fact, the field automatically hears all your beliefs and consequently acts as a mirror by manifesting them in reality, and, in this regard, reality is a feedback system that flawlessly demonstrates your beliefs. So, if you don't like any aspect of your life, you don't have to look any further than your beliefs. Beliefs are so powerful that they are the on and off switch for subconscious programming, and the only way to program and reprogram your subconscious mind. The power of imagination. The second way to communicate with the field is through images and symbols. Whatever you imagine is received as information to the field. In other words, the field reads your imagination as a request and delivers accordingly. This is why it is very important to only imagine what you want and never imagine what you don't want. Magnetism. The third way in which you communicate with the field is through electromagnetic vibration. So, if you want to create or manifest a dream or desire, you must emit a vibrational signal that magnetically attracts the subject of your dream or desire. We usually refer to this as the well-known law of attraction, but it is the less-known magnetic key that has all the power. This key is self-love, and without it the law of attraction has very little influence on reality. Self-love tells the field that you believe that you are worthy of your desire, and the high energy of self-love magnetically attracts whatever you choose. Self-love is the vibrational currency that allows you to exchange thoughts for things. Now that you know the essential keys to communicating with the field, you also need to recognize the ways in which your higher self communicates with you, before and after awakening. Lesson number 5: Messages from above. Through your higher self you have direct access to the wisdom of an omnipotent vantage point. Indeed, your higher self knows the best path for you to travel, and also knows the right answers to your most pivotal questions, but, unless you can receive this guidance, it is lost or given in vain. This means that learning to hear and decipher information from your higher self is a big game changer. So, how does your higher self communicate with you? Inner guidance. Your higher self communicates to you through inner guidance, otherwise known as intuition, gut feelings, or a sense of knowing. Your ability to receive depends on your openness and the quietness of your mind, so the more open and still you are, the greater the guidance. If this is not a good reason for regular meditation, I don't know what is. Signposts. Synchronicity, meaningful occurrences and random signs are all forms of higher communication, and the more you pay attention, the more you will benefit from these pivotal signposts. Thoughts and ideas. That sudden idea or spark of genius comes directly from your higher self, and, as such, your higher self speaks to you through thoughts and ideas. But in a noisy head, you could miss this guidance altogether. Dreams and desires. Your dreams and desires are not random or non-essential, and, in fact, Your dreams and desires are the ways in which your higher self directs you onto your chosen path, aligning you with your best possible destiny. Listen to your emotions. Human emotions are designed for the purpose of higher guidance, with good feeling emotions leading us on our path and bad feeling emotions showing us when we have strayed. If you should fall off your path entirely, certain experiences inevitably occur in order to show you the right path and hopefully get you back on track, but, if you have seriously deviated, your higher self might also use crisis as a course-correcting strategy. What does this mean for us? Well, if we are really living in a simulated reality, we can lighten up and stop taking life so seriously, we can follow our beliefs and do what we want to do, and we can forgive and forget because no harm can be done in a world of illusion. Hence, if our unconscious behavior was a result of programming, we can forgive ourselves too, and, in fact, maybe this is why so many spiritual philosophies proclaim that we are really innocent and there is nothing to forgive. Moreover, if reality isn't real, it's a great deal easier to take chances and quite possibly live fearlessly, and if anything can be experienced by virtue of programming, this also means that you have the potential to be truly limitless. When you wake up and remember who you really are, and the game you are playing, you have the power and ability to override the rules, transcend disempowerment and embark on the greatest journey of your life. Quite possibly, you may choose not to play the game at all, thereby experiencing life as the observer and living peacefully in non-duality, or you can also choose to play a new game, whatever that might be. Scientists haven't yet found a way to prove or disprove the simulation theory, and it may never be possible, but, regardless of the nature of reality, the remarkable journey of love and life is no less precious and no less miraculous. Your love, your light and all is well.